Hey guys, I wanted to do a really quick Sunday Reads video. Basically, I just want to talk about the books that I'm currently reading. I'm in the middle of 3 right now, and the first one that I want to talk about is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I am really enjoying this so far. This is a story of an English butler named Stevens. He's currently on a journey to find an employee that he used to work with and he feels would be a nice addition to the household he is currently in. And in the middle of this journey, Stevens is kind of, taking us back in time, sharing different experiences that shaped him as a butler, talking about, the profession as a whole and what makes a great butler, and sharing little bits and details of his life as he's served under a man named Lord Darlington. It's definitely not a plot-driven novel. It's a slower read, more character-driven, but I'm loving Stevens as a character, and I'm really interested to see what other stories he's going to be sharing. I'm about halfway, a little bit more than halfway through. I'm really curious to see how it's going to end, and if Stevens is going to be able to locate the person he's looking for. And also interested to see what other stories he's going to share. I'm also reading Half of a Yellow Sun by Adichie, and I am loving this one. Basically, the story is taking 3 different perspectives. There's a servant named Ugu, and his master's wife, Olana, and a British man named Richard, who is in love with Olana's twin sister. And so we have the 3 perspectives of Ugu, Richard, and Olana in the middle of a war going on in Nigeria at this time, which is the late 60s. And so we're basically meeting them and then seeing how this war is changing them. I'm only not even halfway through, like almost halfway through, and I already feel like I know these characters, and there's just something about Adichie's writing that just sucks me in from the beginning. And these characters jump out of the page at me, and I feel like I cannot ignore them. I'm loving them in all of their faults and imperfections. They're just real characters to me, and so I don't exactly know what's going to happen to them. I'm very worried that characters are going to be having a hard time during this war, and I'm also worried about certain relationships that are becoming present in this book. And there's just so much that could happen that I'm kind of bracing myself for it, but I'm just loving reading this so far. I can tell this is going to be another favorite of mine. It's just, Adichie is a writing master. I don't even know what to say. Her writing is just on another level for me. Definitely, I'm a huge fan of hers. So yeah, I'm going to stop gushing about this and move on to the next book, and that is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. This book is basically the story of Mrs. Dalloway. She's throwing a party, and the entire book is just us following her throughout this one day. I'm only like almost 30 pages into it, but I'm really enjoying the way it's written because, for example, Mrs. Dalloway will be walking down the street, and we're inside of her head, and then she passes a couple. And then all of a sudden, in the next paragraph, we are jumping inside the husband's head and seeing things from his point of view. We're jumping into different characters' minds and points of view, and it's done in such a way that you're not really lost. It's very seamless, and I think it's brilliant because we're getting kind of different angles of one situation. Even though the writing is very different than, The Remains of the Day or Half of a Yellow Sun, I'm kind of liking how this is structured, and I'm really eager to see what happens at the party, if we even get there, and what else we learn from these characters. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying this so far. It's still really early. We'll see what happens. So those are the books that I'm currently reading. I'm loving all of them for different reasons. Let me know what you're reading in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!